Hello there. In the book Never Split the Difference, Chris Voss, former FBI hostage negotiator, says like this. UCLA psychology professor Albert Mehrabian created the 738-55 rule. That is, only 7% of a message is based on the words, while 38% comes from the tone of voice and 55% from the speaker's body language and face. The question is, how do we actually use nonverbal cues to master negotiation? What Professor Albert Mehrabian's 738-55 model suggests is that in any negotiation, feelings are expressed by nonverbal cues. And he points out that nonverbal cues are tone of voice and body language. So in any negotiation, you have to understand how these feelings are expressed by these nonverbal cues if you want to master negotiation. From Albert Mehrabian's 738-55 model, we can derive 2 actionable steps to master negotiations. 1, the 3 C's of nonverbal cues, and 2, the 3 types of yeses. So let's start with, what are the 3 C's of nonverbal cues? They are context, clusters, and congruence. Context means when you're analyzing these nonverbal cues, you have to use the context, like tone of voice and body language. You have to analyze the whole context, the whole environment, and not just the tone of voice and the body language itself. For example, if people cross their arms, that might be because they're feeling cold and not because they're objecting to something that you have just said. That leads us to clusters, which is, don't just look to one gesture, to one thing that was said in a specific tone of voice or one specific gesture, but instead to the whole set of gestures and voice tone and everything. Because it's not just because someone had crossed their arms to one thing that you said that the negotiation is going sideways. You have to look to the whole set of body language that's being used throughout the negotiation. And the third one is congruence. In your analysis of these nonverbal cues, you have to make sure that words match tone of voice and body language. If you ask people something and they say, like, for example, you say, okay, so we agreed, and people say, yeah, you see? So, well, that yes is not exactly a yes. The feeling that's being expressed doesn't match the words that are coming from their mouth. And then you might ask, why would my counterpart say yes if they don't actually mean that? The answer for that is the 3 types of yes, which is actually in any negotiation, in any communication process, people can say yes, which is one word, but yes can mean 3 different things. So we have 3 types of yes. We have the counterfeit yes, we have the confirmation yes, and we have the commitment yes. The counterfeit yes is when people tell you yes as the easiest route to escape, the easiest route to get rid of you. It's just an easy way out. You ask something like, can we discuss this? Or do you agree with this? And they say, yeah. That yes, it's just a way of ending the conversation. There's no commitment in there. The confirmation yes is a reflexive yes. It's just a social response to someone that's speaking. It doesn't mean anything. You're talking with someone and people are just saying, yes, yeah, oh yeah, There's nothing there. It's a reflexive response to what you're saying. It's just a measure of pushing the conversation, keep the conversation going and being pathetic, but there is no commitment. The commitment yes is the real deal. In any negotiation, the commitment yes is the only type of yes that will lead to action. And make no mistake, agreement without action means absolutely nothing from a negotiation standpoint. But there's a problem. What is the problem is that the 3 types of yes, the counterfeit yes, the confirmation yes, and the commitment yes sound almost the same. How do you solve that problem? You solve that problem by, instead of seeking for yes in a negotiation, you seek for no in negotiation. And you say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? How can someone go into a negotiation and look for no? Because instead of asking questions that lead to a yes response, if you ask questions seeking for no, if you ask questions that lead to a no response, you will take the counterfeit yes and the confirmation yes out of the way. They're blurring the pathway to the final decision, and you will only get the final commitment yes. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you need to talk with someone to solve a problem, to drive something to the direction that you want. So a yes type of question would be like this: can we talk? That's a kind of question that will lead to a yes response, but you will not. But that yes could be a counterfeit yes, a confirmation yes, or a commitment yes. You don't know. Like, let's say someone you come to someone and say, can we talk? And people say, yeah. And that yeah looking at you is like, okay, finish it up. I need to go back to what I'm doing. That's a counterfeit yes. Or someone are doing something in the computer, they're busy. Can we talk? Yeah. And that yes is a confirmation yes. It's like, I said yes because I'm a social being. I'm not actually paying attention to what you say. However, if you come to someone because you need to talk with them and you ask, look, excuse me, is this a bad time to talk? They will say, oh, no, please go ahead. Now you have their full attention. Why? Because no gives people a sense of control, safety, and that's what drives people, is the sense of control and safety, security, that they are in control. They are deciding that right now is not a bad time to talk. Now you have the full attention. So let me give you another example. Let's say you are in a negotiation, the negotiation went to a certain point and things are blurred and it's coming to an end, but you don't know where the status is exactly. So instead of asking, can I ask you another question? People will say, yeah, counterfeit yes, or confirmation yes. You could say, is that too much if I ask another question? And what people would say, oh, no, yeah, please ask. Now we have their full attention. Instead of asking a following question, can we do this, and that, and then state your terms, people will give you counterfeit yes or confirmation yes, but not exactly commitment yes. You will never know the difference. But instead of looking for yes, seeking a yes, you would seek for a no. You would say, would you be opposed to terms? And they would say, oh no, we would not be opposed to that. Now they're paying attention to what you're saying, and now you are in control to steer the negotiation to the direction to the desired action. So using the 3 C's of nonverbal cues, remember, context, clusters, and congruence, and the 3 types of yeses, pursuing the commitment yes and getting rid of the confirmation yes and the counterfeit yes by seeking no instead of yes in a negotiation. This is how you use nonverbal cues to master any negotiation.